Then after 14 years, I went up again to Jerusalem, this time with Barnabas, Barnabas. I took Titus again among us also.
Response to a revelation and meeting privately with those esteemed as leaders, I presented to them the gospel that I preached among the Gentiles. I wanted to be sure I was not running and had not been running my race in vain.
Yet not even Titus, who was with me, was compelled to be circumcised, even though he was a Greek.
The matter arose because some false believers had infiltrated our ranks, spy on the freedom we have in Christ Jesus, and to make us slaves.
We did not give into them for a moment, so that the truth of the gospel might be preserved for you.
Who were held in high esteem. Whether they were makes no difference to me. God does not show favoritism. They added nothing to my message.
On the contrary, they recognized that I had been entrusted in with the task of the preaching the gospel to the uncircumcised, just as Peter had been to the circumcised.
Was at work in Peter as an apostle to the circumcised, was also at work in me as an apostle for the Gentiles.
James, Cephas, and John thus esteem as pillar, he gave me and Barnabas the right hand of fellowship when they recognized it, the grace given to me. They agreed that we should go the Gentile, and there to the circumcised.
Was that we should continue to remember the poor, the very thing I had been eager to do all along.
When Cephas came to Antioch, I offered him to his face, because he stood condemned.
For certain men came from James. He used to eat with the Gentiles, but when they arrived, he began to draw back and separate himself from the Gentiles because he was afraid of those who belonged to the circumcision group.
The other Jews joined him in his hypocrisy, so that by their hypocrisy even Barnabas was led astray.
So that they were not acting in line with the truth of the gospel. I said to Cephas in front of them all, "You're a Jew, yet you live like a Gentile, and not like a Jew. How is it, then, that you force Gentiles to follow Jewish customs?
We who are Jew by birth and not sinful Gentile.
Know that a person is not justified by the works of the law, but by faith in Jesus Christ. So we too have put our faith in Christ Jesus, that we may be justified by faith in Christ and not by the works of the law, because by the works of the law no one will be justified.
But even in seeking to be justified in Christ, we Jews find ourselves also among the sinner. Doesn't it that mean that Christ promoted sin? Absolutely not.
If I rebuild what I destroyed, then I really would be a lawbreaker.
For through the law I died to the law, so that I might I might live for God.
Fight with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I now live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me.
I do not set aside the grace of God, for if righteousness could be gained through the law, Christ died for nothing.